All right, I picked up the Google Fitbit Air. It's been so trendy and so hyped up, and I think I literally was watching MKBHD's video and I was like, I'm just gonna get one because they're only like 99 bucks. And I went to buy it on Google Store and I had credit, so it was technically free. I think I got the 3 months of premium here, which has been fantastic as well. This has been one of my favorite health tracker experiences of all time. I think when Apple Watch first came out, I thought it was so cool. But I think what Google has done here, especially with Gemini, is fantastic. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about, form and function as we always do. This is sort of a first impression sort of review. I've been wearing this for about a week now, so I have some thoughts, but I also just want to give sort of my early thoughts, if that makes sense. So I actually haven't taken this out yet. This is so incredibly small. Do you see that? That's crazy, man. I haven't actually taken this out, like I said, but overall, so lightweight, so non-intrusive, so teeny. This has just been like an incredible experience. First thing I want to say, and the first thing I noticed about this band, the way it straps on is kind of not what I'm used to. I think I'm used to bands like tightening, like you put it through the ring and then tightening this way, so that you can fully like tighten and pull that tight. This one comes through and then goes across. So when you try to tighten it, it actually kind of loosens it in a way. I don't know. It's definitely like a learning curve from bands I'm used to. I think I've gotten used to like kind of pulling it tight like that and then just kind of going like that. I don't know. That was just the first thing that stuck out to me, was like it wasn't super intuitive for tightening the band, but again, I've gotten used to it. So I also noticed that this little guy right here moves, which I didn't notice at first. I don't know if it's necessary, but it's kind of fun to fidget with, so hopefully it doesn't break. Like I said, plastics here. This, lightweight is what I meant by that. This band is super comfy. It's one of those that you just don't really notice, and if you get it wet, like I've been swimming in my parents' pool a lot, not a huge deal. It dries pretty quickly as well. So overall form factor, the form of this thing, wonderful. Like it's so like thin compared, like there's my Apple Watch Ultra. Like it's just not, it's not insane in terms of size. I don't know that I love wearing just a plain band like this. Like I'm fine with a watch, but I almost wonder if I'd be happier with it like over here next to my watch. What's cool is I've seen a ton of people wearing it under like this, and then you can actually like loop a regular watch through there. So you can basically have like this low-key hidden health tracker and then a regular watch here, and I'm sure Etsy probably already has it as I speak. You could probably buy different bands for this that are like perfect size for watches like that. So yeah, there's a couple different things you can do with it. I'm sure more and more accessories will come out. I'm sure it'll be like the Whoop band. They'll probably come out with like waist bands that have a little area for them, or like an arm strap kind of thing. But in terms of form factor, super simple, super light, gets the job done, seems pretty accurate with everything it does. I'm not a huge like data perfectionist, and I think too with these types of health trackers, like we can't expect medical grade perfection, right? I think we have to kind of take everything with a grain of salt. That said, I think the thing where these health trackers really shine is over time, right? The data over time, you can start to see inconsistencies or problems with your body, things like that. Let's shift over to function, because I do think the software here is what really shines. And I will tell you right now, Ask Coach is my favorite thing. It is just Gemini as far as I can tell. But what's cool here is, if you've ever used MyFitnessPal, to take pictures of your food and have it like understand what that food item is and stuff, like costs money. And I think it may probably costs money to get the premium here, but again, it's not a ton of money to get the premium status, and you get to try it for 3 months, so low risk here. But I always just pop in here and I say, I'll hit the plus icon, I'll pull the camera out, I'll take a picture of my food and be like, hey, I had tortillas for lunch, and it will be like, it's probably about this many calories. I'll tell it like, hey, just had a popsicle, right? Like I just chat with it there, and then it logs it for me. You can come in here and you can log food manually, but just chatting with AI about what you logged is super helpful. And I think another cool thing is, like right now I'm trying to lose some weight before the beach next week. And so I told it, I'd like to lose this much weight in this many weeks. And we've been like kind of working towards that. And it has the mindset of like, this is what you're trying to achieve over the next 2 weeks. And so it will log food data, which let's see if I can. So here was yesterday. I was 348 calories under target, which, Calorie deficit is how you lose weight. And then I've been also battling the calories I take in with exercise. And so what I'll do there is I'll either log it or I'll start. I've been doing the live workouts. I've found them to be fine, you know? It tracks everything I want it to. And then what's really cool is like throughout the day, if you do a workout, if you took a nap, if you ate something that was super calorie heavy, or maybe there wasn't much food at all, Gemini will kind of work a little bit proactively as well. Like here, your body is fully recharged and ready for the heat. So like I didn't input anything. It just, you know, saw how I slept last night from my sleep data, and it kind of pulled this up here. So it knows where I live. It knows that it's gonna be a high of 93 today. It's basically saying like, hey, I think it said this, you should get in a quick walk if you want to before the heat comes in. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's a very like natural and intuitive and also like kind of bright and fun way to look at health. I think it kind of just matches Google in general with their aesthetic, but this weekly cardio is really interesting. You can see I'm 470% of what we planned for, which is great. Sleep is right here, and you can come in here and you can edit like what shows up on this little dashboard, which is great. I do calories burned, my readiness score, which of course, like I mentioned in other health tracking apps, is the big score with these things. It kind of takes your recent sleep, your resting heart rate, your heart rate variability, and it says like, how ready are you to do a big workout today? Or should you take it easy today? And again, Gemini will look at all that and kind of like in human speech kind of tell you these things as well and relay it to you. But I just love this. Distance, I've got my steps here on my second page when I do start tracking my food for the day so far. Well, actually, I could do it right now. I'm gonna say it, give you guys an example. I also love just talking. This morning from Starbucks, I had a venti iced horchata shaken espresso and the double smoked bacon, cheddar, and egg sandwich from Starbucks. Yeah, I already said Starbucks, but that was my breakfast. All right, hit send. And we'll see what happens here. Usually takes a minute, but I'll usually like say this and then I'll put it down and walk away and come back and I'll be ready to go. So it's logging my Starbucks drink. I just love that the AI can update logs. I've logged your Starbucks breakfast for you, the venti iced horchata, 210 kilocalories, double smoked bacon, cheddar, and egg, 500 calories, bringing your meal to 710. This meal provides 32 grams of protein, 69 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fat. Like that stuff is cool too. And even caffeine, 155 milligrams of caffeine. I don't know if all those are perfect, but I've kind of just been running with it. There was like a time where I said like I ate a blueberry muffin and it logged it as like 150 calories. And I looked at the label on the box and I was like, oh, this is like a big one. It's like 250 calories. So you can tell it that it will go back and adjust that log, which is fantastic too. And you can also just like take pictures of like labels and say like, you know, like the nutritional label and say like I had 1 serving or I had 2 servings of this. It'll do the math, pull all of the data off the label, that kind of stuff too. And then you can come back here to my food and you can see that now I have my breakfast logged and I'm still 1900 calories under target for the day. You can see your breakdown of macros, which is like so nice. And this little like gauge is really cool too. And it gives you your like range of where you should land for the day. So anyway, it's just really cool. And then you can see too, let's see, it says I've burned 47 calories from walking and doing stuff today. So it'll take that out and it's basically a little math formula here and give you, you know, if I went on a huge run and burned 700 calories, then I'd be at 0, or I'd be 2,500 calories under for the day, right? And then I could go eat a big burger or whatever to bring that back. But yeah, it's just, it just feels really intuitive and it's like a joy to use. And like, I like look forward to it. And it only does these little like check-ins, maybe 2-3 max times a day. And again, depending on like if I went on a run this morning and then later I went on a walk and then after that I, you know, did some push-ups, like then it will kind of update a little bit more. But if you have a pretty sedentary day, it might give you some of this like, hey, it's getting hot, maybe go for a walk, that kind of thing. But it's not like annoying to get those updates. It's actually really nice. My first impressions are this thing's pretty cool. I haven't even walked through the other parts of this app. Fitness, sleep has been great to see all this stuff. And again, like I feel like Gemini's kind of built in throughout the app. So like even here, a story of high quality but short duration. It knows that over the past few days, I've been going to sleep later. It's summertime, my wife's out of school, my kids are out of school, so we go to bed a little bit later. But it has picked up on the fact that I'm sleeping less than I usually do, but that quality of sleep is still great. So that's kind of the picture that it's painting for me there. You can set alarms on this thing. I have found the vibration or the taptic, whatever you want to call it on here, isn't super prominent. So I don't know if I would trust this to wake me up in the morning, to be honest, but I haven't tried that anyway. And then you have your vital signs here, your weight, which I've been entering those manually from my scale, but I'm sure you can connect it to Apple Health or whatever else you want to. And then you have all of this sort of like raw data you can dive into as well. But yeah, and battery life's been great. Again, if you shower and you don't like to wear your band in the shower, which I don't, because why get it wet and feel it wet on my arm all morning? Like, I don't need to 24/7 every second of every day be tracking my health. So if you're like me, take it off when you're in the shower, put it on the charger. You're never gonna have to worry about battery. Like, it charges quickly and it lasts almost a week, I would say, maybe 4, 5, 6 days, depending on, you know, what all you're doing, if you're doing these live workouts and stuff like that. But that's my sort of first impressions. I've been really stoked on this, honestly. And again, I think it's the most excited I've been for a health tracker in a long time. So if you want to see like my full-on review after a month, after however long, let me know in the comments down below. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. On this channel, we talk about products that marry form and function. We like products that improve our lives and look good while doing so. So if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing. Like this video for more like it, hype it up if you would. And I want to announce, I'm also starting a print publication. Quarterly, we are going to be interviewing founders of companies, hopefully one day like Google and stuff. But for now, a lot of the companies that we've worked with here, Brezzy, who makes a nice coffee machine, you know, there's a lot of founders that we're interviewing. And so this print publication will be those founder interviews, photography from the companies, things like that. It's going to be sick. It's going to be really well done, aesthetically pleasing, coffee table book, you know, style thing that we're doing here. So if you want to learn more about that or be notified when it goes live, which will hopefully be July 15th-ish for our very first issue, a link will be in the description to the website, formfunction.co. And you know, if you subscribe to that, you're going to be getting weekly founder interviews digitally with our newsletter. So there's my little plug there. I'm going to start advertising that more and more. I'm really excited for this. It's something that I've wanted to do for a while, create my own product and focusing on the awesome brands that make awesome products and the stories behind those products. Anyway, that's enough. Thanks so much for watching. Watch this video next. I think you're going to love it, and we'll see you all in the next one.